morning. Seems like a lot of people from the Australia and Taipei videos, they like the more personal lifestyle vlog stuff, so I'm gonna include it as much as I can now moving forward. To be fair, I don't think there's much for me to include because right now it is currently, please focus, it's currently 2:16 p.m. I'm just waking up in LA right now. I just got back from all the Asia travels that you guys saw. Landed yesterday morning at like 5 a.m. I'm gonna go play Hustler today. So if you don't like the travel and you don't like the lifestyle and me talking and random stuff, then you are free to go to this part where you can fast forward to the hands. But regardless, you're stuck with me because it's my video and I get to input whatever I want, like eating Chipotle. All right, so I'm typically not very big on bringing backpacks to Hustler games and all that stuff because I don't like the look of it. But quick little thing, I've got stand, I've got phone recording number 1, vlog recorder number 2. This would be for YouTube videos that you'll see for like the hand histories. This one I'm gonna start recording vertically for shorts, battery charger, all that fun stuff. And well, obviously need a patch, but this bad boy from the last vlog, if you don't remember, oh boy, I'm so excited to try this one out. Yes, this is gonna be like a get ready with me, little like TikTok trend or whatever that girls do. But patch, obviously, slap it on here-ish. If you wanna sign up, you know, classic integration. WPT Global for people outside the US, and then WPT Gold, all the fun stuff there. The $5 million giveaway, the give me 1% of my tournament earnings, all the fun stuff. Sign up with the link. If you're in the US, the brand new site coming to America, Club WPT Gold. Use the code Rampage if you're in America. But we've got this, and this was like the reward thing from last vlog. If you didn't see it, well, I saw this ridiculous Louis Vuitton goggles that I wanted to wear on stream, but I couldn't justify paying the $1,300 that it costed. So I had to win money up until that amount, last cash game video, and here we go. I finally get to unveil it and wear it on stream and look so insane. So, this is the look. I kind of want to do it for something more high stakes because today we're gonna only play 10-20, but I've got to rep it up somehow, and at least we can do it somewhere that we're kind of comfortable with. So it's a little loose, a somewhat small head. So just look like this for a solid 5 hours on stream. Oh my God, I'm ready. So before I head over there in like 30 minutes or so, I just briefly wanted to talk about like playing 10-20, and I can't take myself seriously wearing these things. It's so ridiculous. I don't know how long I'll wear it on stream for. I might crack, but I'm playing 10-20, and I'm putting some perspective into like just playing smaller stakes, lower stakes, more reasonable stakes, because this time last year, I was like firing really hard. I would buy into games for like 100K minimum, 500K sometimes, $1 million, like, and looking back on it, like, it's kind of unfathomable and like really irresponsible in so many different ways. But I don't know, now I have perspective, and like back then, I mean, a year is like such a short time, but a year ago, like that was just the norm for me, and I didn't feel like there was anything else that I would want to do than buy in for an insane amount of money. But now, after a year of downswinging and all that, like, I would kill for 500K right now. I'd kill for an extra 100 right now. Like, I don't know. Times are tough in terms of like confidence in poker, and going to drop down in stakes for a little bit to just regain the confidence and like get back on booking small wins and being happy with the process. So I know the comments below, I've seen like playing all of like these smaller stakes. You guys are like, who cares about playing 10-20 and buying in for whatever? But I think it's needed finally to just kind of relax a little bit in the cash game stuff, play more volume, and just not go for these home runs and go for more singles. So, you know, last video, I talked a lot about just playing my game and trusting my intuition, and I'm gonna try to do that today, playing 10-20, not be as splashy as I used to be, play more reasonable, playing a smaller game, and hopefully, fingers crossed, book another win and continue this little mini winning streak. I think I'm 2 for 2 my last poker sessions or cash games sessions, so that is at least a fat win. Hoping to continue that today at Hustler. Officially made it, of course. Hustler Casino Live. Got the ridiculous goggles on, and ready to stream. What's actually perfect, what I didn't plan at all, is that it's actually Halloween. So there's actually people dressed up. And I'll just look like this is my costume to be a skier. Even though this is probably going to be a bit for quite some time. Anyways, good luck us. Going to play 10, 20, 40, 10K max buy-in. Let's get it. Let's get this stream underway. You can see only Sashimi and I started with $10,000, and that is the maximum buy-in to start things off. And I immediately hear first shuffle picking up pocket 10s under the gun, and we're playing 9-handed. I started off with a limp, decided to do something interesting, and 3 other limpers to DQ on the button, who ends up raising it up to $440. Sashimi makes the call in the small blind, and then the big blind rips his stack in there for $4,000. Oh my goodness, we are truly starting things off hot. I've played with Randy before, and he is 100% not scared money. And from the way that I played this hand and all the action behind, it's just way too strong to fold in my opinion, so let's isolate. I don't think DQ has a strong hand. Sashimi just called, so nothing very strong too. So I am all in. Action quickly folds back to DQ, who goes into the tank for a long time. After he thinks about it, I definitely think I have the best hand, and praying he does end up making the call. But after all this time, he eventually finds a very disciplined fold. Then Sashimi quickly looks at her cards, says she can't fold. How strong could this random hand be that just called a raise from the small blind? Well, it's kings. Oh my goodness. Immediately, it's a $24,000 pot, and I've got the worst of it for my entire stack. This was not how I wanted to start off the day. DQ reveals that he had pocket 8s and makes an amazing fold. And we're off to a run out where I am surprisingly a massive underdog. Bad run out comes, and I get stacked immediately. Not how you want to start things off. I just won my last 2 sessions playing cash. I have these supposedly lucky goggles, and I just immediately torch $10,000 to my opponents. So shout out to Randy for tripling up after spiking the ace on the river, and Sashimi wins small on the hand as well. And I'm left here reaching behind my back to reload the chips. So literally one hand in with these brand new goggles. I think it's an omen. It's a bad sign that they have to be burned. I take it off and try my luck without these goggles. And 30 minutes later, we're going to regroup with pocket jacks. I'm in the low jack, raise it up to $120. Sandman makes the call on the button. Now DQ wakes up with a 3-bet to $940. DQ, another character, isn't shy to all the action, and with his large raise, and with only starting with about 6,000 in his stack, I imagine going all in makes the most sense. I mean, there's a lot of hands I'm ahead of, like Ace Queen, Ace King, and some worse pairs he may play this way. So I jam for $6,000 effective here. Sandman folds, and now back to DQ, who's in the tank for a very long time. He takes so long that I'm actually rooting for a call at this point with pocket jacks, and yeah, another pocket pair, another all in, and he ends up sticking it in for a call. Glad to finally have action, and I just show a jack first. Then we see an ace high flop, which brings a whole lot of worry now. I mean, if I was ever ahead pre-flop, then he's going to have a lot of hands that contain an ace when he calls my $6,000 jam. I roll over the other jack, and he says I'm way ahead and winning. Do I have to remind you guys that this is Max Payne Monday where slow rolling is allowed? So far, I'm a little bit suspicious, but when the final run out comes, I end up with just a pair of jacks, and he wants to pay out my stack. Issue is he has not mucked his cards yet, and bam, he releases the slow roll. Oh my goodness, and I lose to pocket kings. Very nice slow roll by DQ, and well played the whole way. Especially with that slow roll, there was really a point where I believed my hand was good. Clearly not. I double him up, lose another all-in hand for a $12,000 pot. Welcome to the highlight reel of pain. Well, immediately the next shuffle after I paid off DQ, I looked at it, pocket aces. Let's rebound here. I raise it up to $20, and everyone is trying to crack these aces. The hijack, cutoff, straddler, everyone here
8 ways to a flop, which comes deuce, 3, 5, 2 spades. Randy leads out here with a bet of $640. And once again, it's Randy, and I'm happy to get it all in. I've got a premium, and let's just hope my hand's in decent shape. I raise it up to $1,600. Everyone here ends up folding, and Randy back to make a very quick call. The turn is the queen of spades. He checks over to me, and this is definitely a fine card for me, especially with the ace of spades. Definitely have enough equity to get it in and want to charge some draws and stuff as well. So I bet $2,000, but he quickly releases his cards, and at least I can finally say I've won a hand today after a pretty ugly start. On the dealer changes here, we play a PLO double board bomb pot. Everyone puts in $100 in the middle, and we play 2 flops. Essentially, it's a very fun way to break up a new hour of poker play and to pay the rake for the casino. So, fun way to generate some more action in the game. And the only caveat is that these hands are capped at $2,000. That's the most that anyone can commit into a single hand, just $2,000 after the flop. So I've got King 8 6 4 with hearts. And I smash 2 pair plus gutter on the top and then 3 pair on the bottom. Usually pretty good sign to have a piece of both boards, as I have a chance at winning both. I lead out for $100, experimenting with these tiny bets and see how people respond, and get 3 customers, so I got to thin out the field quite a bit. The turns are not as amazing. If they were reversed, I would have hit a straight, but alas, now I'm here, check, as I'm out of position from everyone. Ivy ends up going all in for $220. 2 opponents make the call, and I want to isolate here and clean up some equity, so make this heads up. I announce a pot, which is $1,900 since we're capped at $2,000. Everyone ends up folding, so at least I get to go heads up against Ivy here, who is the dream seat winner. We end up chopping this one up, so small profit here on this very fun hourly prop game. A few minutes pass, and here I want to add some context. We watch Randy go all in for his $8,000 stack with Queen 10 of clubs, and he ends up losing to DQ's pocket 10s. And now we're going to fast forward to the very next shuffle, where Randy reloads for $4,000 and immediately raises this hand. Maybe he's tilted, but like I said in the beginning, he's certainly not scared money. His raise is super large at $300. The player to my right makes the call, and I look down at King 8 of diamonds. Look, if Randy's capable of jamming Queen High for $8,000, then King High looks pretty good in my book, right? So we're going to try to 3-bet it up to $1,300. Action's back on Randy, who ends up jamming his entire stack in there. And when Julian folds, I actually don't feel great about this for obvious reasons. I've got King 8 in a dream, but I mean, hey, even if I'm behind, there's no better person to give action to than him. So I've got a premium, he's earned the action at the very least, and I make the call, assuming I do need a little bit of help. So all in again, and we end up spiking trip kings on the flop. What an amazing flop, and confident I have the best hand now. I show the King 8, and I'm in great shape as Randy announces he doesn't have a spade either. Turn seems clean. River Queen. Oh my god, he celebrates smashing the river. Rightfully so. I get to ship another all-in pot to my opponent, but this time via 2-outer on the river. Shout out to production for this Doom Zoom. You might not see it, but that's my morale, hopes, and dreams crushed. I can officially say, about 2 hours into the session, losing all my all-ins, this is no longer fun anymore. Next hand we play, how do we lose now? Randy limps in for $40 in early position. I look at ace-jack offsuit and raise it up to $250. As the biggest loser of the night so far, everyone wants to hop in on the fun. So the button, small blind, big blind, and limper call. So 5 ways to a flop now, which is jack 7 3 2 spades. Randy once again leads out for $430. Typically don't really like raising too much in this spot, but with so many players and how vulnerable my hand is, let's just stick in some more money. I'm tilted. I raise up to $1,600. Ken ends up cold calling here in position of me, and everyone ends up folding. So this seems a little strong from Ken, but here the turn is the deuce of hearts on a total brick like this. I'm very, very happy with it. And looking at my angle, Ken looks like he has about $7,500 in his stack. And assuming that ace-jack here could be the best hand a lot of the time, Ken can have some other top pairs like a jack and may call a big bet. I decided to just go all in here for value, of course. I mean, most of my hands want to do this are kind of high equity draws, some over pairs, and you know, adding ace jack into the mix as well doesn't seem so bad. As you can see at the graphics, my opponent actually has about $8,700, which makes this an even bigger jam than I thought in my head. But when my opponent doesn't snap call, I'm very, very happy, of course. I faded him calling with 2 pair or a set of some sort. And I'm pretty confident I have the best hand, so I'm praying for a call. And the longer he's in the tank, the longer he thinks, the more I want to have a call from King Jack and Queen Jack and hands like that. But after some agonizing few minutes from Ken, he ends up folding, so no action to me. But when we reveal the cards, it's to my surprise, he said he had ace jack himself too. Never would have thought that that hand would have folded, to be honest. And if I was thinking he would call Queen Jack and he folds ace jack, I'm just totally wrong about the situation. But very lucky I got to fold him off a chop. That clearly was not my intention. Then quickly, another double board bomb pot to come, and this time I flopped a flush on top and completely whiff on the second board. I start again with a small bet of $100, get a few callers, turn comes a brick, I bet 500 into the field, get 2 other callers now, and I just really want to get some folds and probably going to start turning my hand into a bluff of some sort. The river bricks through and hoping my opponents don't have anything on my flush board. I follow through with the bet of 1400, which is the cap. It's essentially an all-in here, trying to bluff out some other hands as I have a flush. But nope, both players call, and I'm the big fish because they end up chopping my money. How ironic is that? The person that's trying to get out other people gets their own money chopped, and I lose another quick $2,000 here. Strap in, everybody, because this one is a fun one. Sashimi raises things up under the gun to $110. Randy makes the call, and I've got ace 10 of diamonds, 3-betting to $500. Seems like a fine hand to call with most of the time, but I'm stuck piles now. We've got to start building some pots from the get-go. Sashimi is the only caller, so we're going to go heads up to a flop of Queen Jack 7, 2 diamonds. Obviously, a very fun flop for me with the combo draw and drawing to the nuts. She checks to me, and I bet about half pot to $600. She quickly follows us up with a check raise to 2,000, and look, I'm definitely never folding here, but definitely don't love the current situation right now. When the turn comes a queen, the board is paired, which really stinks for my hand and my draw. I obviously lose to boats and could just be drawing dead right now, but she follows up this turn bet for $1,400. A very small and fair price to pay for my combo draw. So I stick around for now. We've got another big pot brewing. River, 6 of diamonds, binking the flush, and I'm honestly still a little worried about losing to a boat, but if I lose to one, I guess Sashimi deserves more of my money. She does end up going all in, and I've made up my mind. I'm just not going to fold the nut flush, although I'm very suspicious of what she could be overplaying, and I'm hoping she has a smaller flush, honestly, now at this point. But I snap call and get shown the bad news. Pocket jacks. Oh my god, once again. For the second time, I get to double up Sashimi, basically. And 5 times now, I've doubled someone up. This is truly a run from hell. What is going on, everyone? I reload for another $10,000. But what's the point? I'm thinking at this point, I'm just getting whacked to death today. But I'm too stubborn, and I'm just going to keep on trying.
Another cooler for him.
We've got another PLO double board bomb pot. Ace, Jack, 10-5. I've got top 2 pair, open ender. I've got equity on both boards. Long story short is that I'm going to be priced in to be all in here. Saying that with quotes because 2K cap from each player. We get involved with Raver and Sashimi and hoping to win something. And, well, to no one's surprise, they chop up my money yet again as I break out everything. Another loser in the books. 3 hours in. I'm getting crushed so far, but luckily we get to play for 5 hours. So 2 more hours to go in the stream, and I'm either going to bury myself even more or climb out of this whole damn night. So we've got an under the gun raise to $140, and we one by one get 4 players to call around, and I'm in the big blind or the straddle with pocket aces. Finally, can we get some action on the board here? I've been patient all night. I've been tilted all night, and this is a great spot, and I raise it up to $1,200. And one by one, my dreams are crushed again as everyone folds. Come on. It's like the poker gods are truly torturing me at this point. Okay, we got another opportunity to play a hand here, and honestly losing confidence right now because I got Queen 9 of diamonds under the gun, raise it up to $200, and I get 5 players to call around. So it's honestly going to be tough to win this 6-handed to a flop, but hey, we've got another flush draw in 10, 5, 3, 2 diamonds. Randy leads out here for $540. Julian makes the call. I've got my flush draw and a singular dream, and decided to be passive here and call. Ken sticks around as well, so 4 ways to a flop, and it comes the deuce of hearts, bringing in a backdoor flush draw. Randy fires out 2,600 again, and while mulling it over, Julian calls 2. Wow, we've got a big pot brewing here, and I feel like I'm pretty priced in to hope for diamonds. I mean, look, I'm stuck piles, tens of thousands of dollars. Can we just hit a diamond here at this point? The board isn't paired. I'd love to just win a pot at all. So I decided to make the call. If I hit my diamond, I have a very easy shove with the rest of my stack and get paid, hopefully. So we've got to hit the river to turn this night around. Over $11,000 in the middle of the river. 3 of spades. Oh my god, when I really needed it. I cannot spike the river. Variance is rough here right now. And anyways, action checks to me. I'm done bluffing out my opponents today, and luckily I didn't. I checked this one back and give up because Julian ends up winning with the nuts straight. Nice hand to Julian here, making the straight. And yes, this is the doom zoom of death. I'm minus $40,000 now. In a 10, 20, 40 game, it's supposed to be a friendly buy-in of 10K max. And there's no hope in crawling out anytime soon. This is my current mood, everybody.
That looks like somebody kicked Rampage's puppy. I want to give him a hug. Somebody give Rampage a hug.
All right, with only 30 minutes left of the show, I'm putting the goggles back on. Look, gotta drum up any kind of good juju and run good here. Gotta summon away all those death run demons. And we've got action when Randy raises to $200 in the cutoff. The button makes the call, and I've got 6, 7 of spades in the small blind. I decided to not 3-bet here, honestly, just not super confident about putting any money in the middle at this point. 2 other players call behind me, and the flop is 3, 4, 5 rainbow. Wow, just flopping the nuts. I'm too excited about this. I decided to lead for $40. Gonna experiment with another 1 big blind betting and see how people respond. 2 opponents make the call, and now Julian raises to 300, which is simply music to my ears. Finally, I can get some action, but I'm a little bit suspicious about his very small raise. But the issue is I'm stuck. I'm greedy. I want to play for every single dollar on the table, and I make it $1,500. And this could have been a misstep of sorts because, well, everyone ends up folding and I get no action when I have the goods. And I probably scared everyone off with my very large check raise. I think this was definitely a misstep, but that's how we end the night. I flop the nuts. I don't get paid, but at least I won a hand. So I guess I'm just gonna have to go and relearn and just forget everything I've ever learned about poker up until this point because I don't know how to play anymore. In for 50, out for 13, 9, 20 in a 10, 20 game. Leave it up to me to just lose piles. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.